Okay, hi. Nice to see you. Okay, here we go.
We're on Chavez.
Yes, my friend.
We stopped yesterday
Okay.
in the Beit Yosef, which is Yudal to Tet Zayin, where the process Ufize.
All right, I got it. Yes, I think I left it on the marker there. It should be there.
That's why I don't even come here anymore.
I'm sorry.
That's why I don't even come here anymore.
Well, what can I do? Life. This is life. There's machloket. There's all kinds of issues that come up. It's a part of life. What can I do? Our job, as Bnei Torah, is to overcome these people, Amaratzot, and take over. And not to allow them to rule. This is our job. What can we do? This is the way it is.
It's true. This is life, man. Drama.
That's life. Okay. Maran did many things like that. Believe me when I tell you. He fought a lot of battles against the Reshaim. He threw them out. He kicked them. He abused them. He did everything. Everything he had to do, he did. Believe me. Okay, here we go. All right. So, as you said, we're continuing the Bet Yosef.
Yes.
All right, where are we?
Ufize.
Got it. Right, so my marker is achakach. That's where I have it. Where do you have it? In Fiza?
Ufize.
What's the difference between you and me? Are you ahead of me or am I ahead of you?
I could be wrong.
Okay, whatever. I'll start from there, whatever it is, and we'll make it up for it, whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
Right, achakach, right?
Few word difference.
Okay, no problem. So it says like this, right? You got the place? Nisim? Help him out.
Yeah, I got it.
Help thy neighbor.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So it says, Achakach matzati katuv be'orchot chaim. Says, afterwards I found written over there in this book, one of the Rishonim, right? This guy was a Talmid of the Rosh. So Ishkim kodem amud shachar. If you got up in the morning right before dawn, and Natal yadav, and he washed his hands. Yesh omrim shetzarich litol yadav pam acheret kesheyor hayom. Oh, right. There are some who say that you have to wash your hands again when dawn comes, right? As we said,
Yeah.
you got to do it twice. You remember we mentioned this yesterday?
Yeah.
A certain element sits on you, right?
Right. You got the ruach ra that comes in at dawn, so you got to get rid of that too. So therefore, you got to wash your hands twice, right? The real question comes up like this, which one do you bless on?
Right.
Both, one, the first or second, right? Which is the one, right? Most of the achronim, they say you should wash on the first, that when you wake up, and then during dawn, the wash without a bracha. Most of the achronim say like that. I personally, I'm a little bit different, but okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into my own personal quirks. Anyway, right? So
I'm sure you have a basis for what you're saying.
Yeah, I do have a basis. It's in the Kaf
You don't just do things random.
Of course. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We did this part there, Ufize, yeah? Yesterday?
That was before that?
Yeah.
I think we did. But
Yeah, we did it. Yeah,
All right.
So it says, right, that very good. So that's the way it goes. Right, you got to wash your hands. Mishum bat melech, right? Again, this bat melech, this is the guy, this is the wakra guy. It comes in at dawn.
Right.
Right? Hashoreh al yadayim kol halayla. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the first one, right? The bat melech. It's all night. Ad hayom, until the day. No, I'm sorry. I think he's talking about the second one. But he's saying a little bit differently than than it is in the Kabbalah. In other words, the Kabbalah says that it comes at dawn.
I see.
Right, but he's saying it's all night until dawn.
I see.
Okay, whatever. Well, it's interesting. Okay, so it could be that they're both right in a sense, Yeah, exactly, yeah. לכן צריך לשפוך עליהם מים 3 פעמים. נראה מדבריו שאפילו היה נאור עד הבוקר. So it says, seems from his words that even if he was awake until the morning, it's like Shavuot, right? עד הבוקר. כאמר צריך ליטול ידיו פעם אחרת. You got to wash your hands again. Mishum bat melech, right? So you got to take care of the bat melech, the daughter. You got to take care of the daughter.
That's like the pseudonym for that tuma, right?
Right. That's his name.
That's his
it's
name,
like a demon, some kind of a demon or something.
Some force, yeah.
Yeah, some force, exactly. So that's what his name is, bat melech. Katav kolbo. It says in kolbo. That's how we paskin, by the way. We do it like that. That's what we do. Yeah. כתב הקולבו בסימן ב' בשם הרם. So says the kolbo, שאינו מברך בבוקר. Oh, like we said, right? In the morning, don't bless. כשנו תלב ידיים, נטילת ידיים, באשר יצא עד בואו לבית הכנסת. Oh, so no, he says something else. The kolbo says the blessings you should do in the shul. Wait till you go to the shul and do everything over there. There are some Ashkenazim, by the way, that have this custom, you know?
So don't wash
They
at
do
home?
all the blessings in the shul. You know? By the way, here the Georgians also, they do like the morning blessings here, you know, like together with the kahal. And it's brought down in the Shulchan Aruch, by the way, this minhag.
But
So there's a-
Yeah, there is a minhag like that. Yeah, there's a
Rama.
minhag, yeah.
Rama, isn't Rama?
I think it's in the Shulchan Aruch itself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
not the Rama.
Practically
Maram.
speaking, today, nowadays, I mean, you could do your solo for the most part. You said you gave me
Yeah, the truth is, you know, the way I do it, you know, and a lot of people, you know, who are into, you know, the
night
midnight
running.
stuff, the midnight
That's
shift,
right.
right? If the midnight guys, what they do is they get up and you know, or they're already up as it is, right? They didn't go to sleep yet.
Yeah.
And so when midnight comes, they do Birkat HaShachar right there. You know what I mean? According to the Arizal, this is what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what I do myself, you know?
Yeah.
So you do the Birkat HaShachar, but if you didn't sleep yet, you don't do Birkat HaTorah. You know,
I see.
only when you slept,
So
you do
that,
Birkat HaTorah.
so that
Or the
that-
morning came.
That continues into.
Right, it continues into the
Until
into the
the
night.
Shachar.
Right, exactly, right. Until the Shachar. So we do, and it says the Arizal, by the way, that that's the best time to bless Birkat HaShachar. You know why? Because it brings you back to mochin, you know, your brain power.
Right.
So you can learn at night, you know, something like that, right?
Right.
So therefore, right,
Your limit for the day.
that's your it brings, because when you know what happens is that when you, even if you didn't sleep, at midnight, part of your soul leaves the body, you know, and comes back, as we said yesterday, right?
Mhm.
This happens to everybody.
Right.
So what happens is that you need to get your back your mochin because you
see.
lost your neshama.
You got to tether
So
it back to.
yeah, exactly, right, exactly. That's the point. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point of the practice.
That's the whole point. Yeah. So therefore, right, because Shachar, according to Arizal, is supposed to be done after
You
midnight.
don't consciously feel this.
If you're very sensitive, you know,
Yeah,
very
okay,
sensitive people, you
okay,
know,
okay.
you're
You gotta be very pure.
You're a baba type,
Right,
baba.
right, right.
Yeah.
You're
So
very learned. Yeah.
there was one of the babas, you know, that was the I think it was Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Chatzera. I think he was the brother of Baba Sali or something like that. Whatever.
Okay.
They say, you know, that he could look at the Sefer Torah, you know, and he would look at the names of Hashem, right, in the Sefer Torah. He could see if they were sanctified or not. You know, the Sofer, when he wrote them Shem, he sanctified, he could see, just look at it and see.
Very sensitive. Spiritual sight.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
When a person has senses like this, you know,
I'd be
you're
scared.
unstoppable. Who can
I
stop
think
you,
all
right?
Jews can
I'd be
achieve this.
scared.
Well, you're practically.
Can you imagine?
You come to that point.
You know who told me this? Manan told me that he used to have this power, this guy. I mean, can you imagine?
Was he able to do
He didn't say that about himself.
No, he has.
He said that about Abu Chatzera, you know.
Rabbi also has
The
supernatural.
Abu Chatzera had very, very supernatural, you know, tendencies. You know,
Right, right.
they were a magic family, you know, magic carpet,
They're still around.
magic carpet family.
Right.
Yeah, but there's nobody. They're around, but there's nobody on that level anymore, like they were, you know, in those days.
Right.
They're good. That's good family, you know. There's still a lot of rabbis there, but those big babas, you know, we don't have today
Right.
those big babas anymore, like we used to have
Do
in
you
those
think that
days.
this is gone from the world?
You know, you never know. They may come back, you know. You never know. You know, we don't have Maran, we don't have Baba Salih, you know. We lost all that. We don't have that, you know. And by the way, when these tzaddikim are around, you get protection. You know, the whole generation is protected from them. So that's why we're having all kinds of tragedies and all kinds of things, you know. We were lacking protection. We're lacking, you know,
Yeah.
the wall, the choma, you know, the wall. Lacking the wall. Okay, so anyway, getting back to what we said. So some people do the brachot in the shul. Understand? Including Netilat Yadayim and Asher Yatzar. Even that they don't do at home.
I see.
I mean, Ve'im berach kodem lechen. So if you bless before that, eno mevarech pam achet. Don't bless again, right? In other words, don't do it twice. You know, one time at home, one time in shul. If you did it at home, don't do it in shul again, right? Obviously, right? Yeah, one is enough.
You mentioned last time also in Zohar, so you're not supposed to walk for a month to wash. And so those people, they stop and walk to the shul, like,
No, they wash. They wash.
No, these guys are not Zohar guys. These are pshat guys. The Orchot Chaim was a Talmid of the Rosh. You know what I
So
mean?
what? They just
He never saw the Zohar in his life.
wait. They just disregard it.
Huh? They never saw it. It was hidden from them, you know. Just like you never saw, you know, what do you call it? Right? You never saw China, you know, the China book, you know, whatever, the Chinese book, you know. They never, for them, the Zohar was like a China book, you know, like never saw it in their life.
I see.
They didn't know what it was. Understand? So they weren't worried about that Zohar. So yeah, let's go on.
They don't have that. They're
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry. So the truth is, regarding your question, you know what it is, right? I have to be accurate with you. They washed their hands, but the bracha they didn't make until they went to shul. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, that's how they did it. But the problem is, there are some poskim who say you can't do that because it's bracha l'batala. Right? Exactly, hefsek. Yeah. So there's a chashash of hefsek.
You touch your
But
eyes.
this
you touch
rabbi
your hair.
holds that way. There was a custom like this, by the way, amongst the Ashkenazim to do it this way. I don't know if it's still today. Anybody does it today, but maybe that's not. They still have it today.
Rabbi, I'm
It's an
sorry.
old custom,
I mean, the
Old
Zohar
Ashkenazi custom.
the Zohar is around today. It's public now.
Okay.
We all accept it, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no.
Are there groups who don't?
We don't
accept
do
the
everything in the Zohar. It says in the Zohar.
Right, right.
There are some things that we do, some things we don't do. Depending on the, how you cook up the challenge. How you, what kind of spices you put in the challenge.
I see what you're saying about
You
challenge.
put cumin. You put whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, chili peppers. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
Okay, so every has a thing as its own cook up. Okay, so as we said, right, והשי יצא עד בואו לבית הכנסת, ואם ברך כל המסגד, you said, okay, בואו לבית הכנסת, ותופס במקום שהניח, it says, so what do? If you already did it at home, he says, start wherever you left off at home, when you come to shul, right? In other words, start doing korbanot, whatever, right? Wherever you left off. Okay, so this is Ashkenaz, right? As we said, right? Now it says Sfarad, but in Sfarad it says in Spain, we don't have this custom like this, as we said, right? Sfaradim don't do this.
Yeah.
So what they do over here, right, is not the same. You know why? Because they don't do Asher Yatzar and Netilat Yadayim Po. They just do the Birkat HaShachar.
They do the communal morning
Birkat
blessings.
HaShachar, yeah. That's all. Not those two things.
Right.
So regarding that, really nobody, in the Sephardi world does that today, as far as I know. Each one does in his house. Al Netilat Yadayim, Asher Yatzar. But the Knesset, Matchilin Me'elokei Neshama. When they come to Beit Knesset, they do Elokei Neshama. And this is what they do over here, right? They do Elokei Neshama over here. This is what they do. But Siman Vav, it's Ba'er, right? And Siman Vav is going to be explained, but Siyata Dishmaya, it's going to be explained over there.
Is there a practical benefit for doing that? Like on some sort of Kabbalistic level?
What, for doing it communally?
Yeah, like you're doing it there.
The whole thing is, that
something, I don't know.
I think it's just, because some people don't know how to do it. So, like when you do it together, they help you, It's like a crutch.
Right.
It helps you to, for the Amaratzot,
Same as we have
That's what it is,
right? Because some people didn't know how to read.
Yeah, so
One of those things,
yeah,
right?
one of those things. It's to make
Makes
you.
sense. I think also use Zion now. We have to go Shulchan Aruch.
Yes, sir. That's true. Yeah.
But he goes deeper into it in a different part, right?
So yeah, it's gonna talk more about that, but for now, that's the end of it. Okay.
Zion, no?
You're done.
We're doing the Dalit. Okay. Okay. So here we go.
So in Shamayim, these people who did not see the Zohar, they don't get judged for not knowing those laws.
No, for sure not. They're not laws. They're Chassidut anyway.
Right.
We have enough laws as it is. We got enough.
Right.
Okay. So it says in Yud, where is that? Yudal. Hishkim kodem amud hashachar. If you get up right before the dawn, right, like us, midnight guys, we like to do that, to learn a little bit at night. It's a big deal for according to Kabbalah to do that, by the way. Natalia Dav. Sorry. Ooh. Yudalad. Show me where it is. It's on the other side.
I see.
The other world.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. All right. So it says, Hishkin kodem amud hashachar. If you get up before dawn, v'natal yadav, right, and he washed his hands. Yesh leistapek. There's a doubt. Im tzarich litol yadav pam achet. You may have to do it again, right? As we said. One is that k'shir yom, when the dawn comes, right? So, that's why I give you guys some good advice, by the way, because the time for dawn is not so accurately stated in the Ashkenazi Luchot. Sometimes there are big mistakes over there.
Right.
What time is Am Shachar? So therefore, download, JCal, which has the Orach Chaim app, the Orach Chaim which is a Sephardi one. Try to download that.
This one?
The orange, no, it's like an orange color. Not that one, not that one. It's called JCal. Okay. I'm sorry. It's like an orange color app. It's a little bit hard to download it sometimes, but don't do it now. When you go home, right? I'll help you. We'll help you with that.
Okay.
But so the good thing about JCal is like this, right? They have like 3 modes in the settings, So one of them is a Sephardi mode, like Orach Chaim, So Orach Chaim is supposed to be the best chart for the Sephardim, the most accurate one. Rabbi Yosef told me this, So therefore, right, that's what I use. And over there, really what it says for dawn, you can pretty much rely on that, like it's very accurate according to Shaul Zmaniot. Because all these Ashkenazi luchot, they don't do Shaul Zmaniot, they do regular, like 90 minutes, constant. That's what they do.
How
much that's not the proper way.
What's the true discrepancy between? I'm sure you thought about this.
This is the Ashkenazi minhag. They do 90 minutes.
Between Orach Chaim and the Ashkenazi average one that you're talking about. What's the difference? Usually
could be like half hour difference.
Really?
Yeah. You got it.
So you could be doing
totally off. Totally off. Yeah.
Wow.
Totally off.
But things like nets and stuff.
As they say, you're off the charts.
Right.
Literally.
You're not gonna make a mistake with, like, for example, nets, or for example,
nets is okay. Nets is okay. Chatzot is okay. Nets is okay. And Shkia is okay, more or less.
You're talking about the minor times,
but
right?
the nets, the Amud HaShachar is off, totally off.
Because they go by 90 minutes, we go by 72.
Right, they do a 90-minute constant for the whole year.
I see.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
That's their custom. It's a whole discussion about that, by the way. Why that is, we'll explain to you that.
It's like
some
daylight
other
savings time. They kind of like
Not exactly. You know what it is? Whatever. We'll get into it. It's a little bit complicated, but I can explain to you. But some other time.
Takes away from the subject. Okay.
Right. So anyway, right. So you want to have like a good chart, to know when exactly it's dawn. That's according to the Sephardi Shita, which is the correct Shita, by the way. According to Maran, the way he paskins about all these things.
Right.
This is the way to do it. So that means we go according to Shaul Zmaniot, So therefore, dawn is going to be, the difference between dawn and Netzach Hama and sunrise is going to be shorter in the winter.
Yeah.
Right? Because Shaul Zmaniot, the hours get shorter.
Yeah.
You understand?
So basically, our system is we're going by the fractional hour.
Right.
Because the hour changes.
Right, exactly. So
the hour's 54
for instance,
minutes.
right, for example, dawn is usually 72 minutes before, on the average, right, before sunrise.
Right.
But now this time of season, it's like 60 minutes.
Yeah, because it's smaller.
The showers are, the hours are shorter.
I see.
Understand? So it's a big difference, It's a big thing.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, you should know also another thing, I have to advise to you that even if you get the best chart, which is the Orach Chaim, as I said, that's the best one. Okay. But nevertheless, there's no perfect chart. Okay. So what I mean to say is that you should always give like slack 5 minutes, those times, In other words, don't go till the last minute, for everything. Not a good idea, you know what I mean? Unless they have no choice. Don't go till the last minute,
So,
Try to do a little bit earlier, but not nets, right? Nets you shouldn't do early, as I said, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, let's say, sunset, right? For instance, sunset, or things like this, or Kriyat Shema, time of Kriyat Shema, or time of Tefillah. Try to go, if you can do like 5 minutes earlier, better,
You're talking about cutoff periods.
Right, cutoff periods, yes.
Do 5 minutes before the
cutoff. Yes, try to do it. But if you weren't able to do it, it's okay, But no chart is perfect, So they recommend, the Chachamim, that always, try to give like 5 minutes slack,
Do you give 5 minutes to the beginning of things usually, aside from nets? Is that what the shachar says?
The nets you should not give 5 minutes.
2 minutes. You said
maximum 2 minutes. Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah,
right,
you might reach.
But the truth is, that the Orach Chaim chart, it has like 2 netses. In other words, 2 ways of calculating the nets.
Right.
So go with the later one. You know what I'm saying? There's like 2 minute discrepancy there.
Usually, yeah.
So go with the later one. The Orach Chaim, right? See, you're good. Right. That's the way it is. Okay.
What about, like, for example, the shachar, right?
Okay.
452, right?
Right.
So would you add 5 minutes to that? Because you're in the clear anyway.
Good idea to add 5 minutes. Yes.
Because you're in the clear anyway, right?
By the way, there's a Ben Ish Chai that talks about this. It says the Ben Ish Chai that, let's say, right, as we said, right, we're not really sure when dawn really comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Amud HaShachar. It's not 100%. Right. Not in machloket, but it's also the charts are inaccurate sometimes, as we said, right? Not exactly accurate. So it says the Ben Ish Chai, therefore, he says what he used to do was, when the time for dawn used to come, and he wasn't sure if it was dawn yet or not, he would stop learning and like sing songs to Hashem. Why? Because he wasn't sure if he's allowed to learn Torah at that time. Why? Because he didn't say Birkat Torah for the new day.
I see.
He's not sure if it's a new day yet. So he would like to do it like a buffer time,
Right.
and
remission.
and stop learning
A
at that time.
moment.
Right. This was Hasidut of the Ben Ish Chai, you know what I mean? This
see.
is not really halakha,
I see.
According to halakha, you don't need to do that.
You're fine.
Yeah, you can keep learning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Ben Ish Chai was a Hasid,
That's right.
Okay, so that's a different thing. Hishkim HaKodim Shachar, as we said, So the reason you gotta do, as we said, right, to get off the Ruach Ra. There's also not the other Ruach Ra, which doesn't come off until the dawn, right? It's called Bat Melech, right? The one that comes when you sleep is called was it Bat Chorim, right? Or whatever. Two different names.
Okay.
Right? Two different guys. I think maybe they're twin brothers, these guys. I don't know what they are.
I mean, sisters, right?
Yeah, sisters, yeah. That's more accurate. They're sisters. Okay, they're females.
The
Okay.
sisters of Satan.
Okay.
It's like a band. Because that's what it is, right?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good to me. I can go for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, good. All right, David would have liked that joke if he was here.
Yeah, he would love
he
it.
would like that one.
He'd be flipping out.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm on Zoom, but I just.
You're too quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
All right.
passed out on Zoom.
So we're going back to Bet Yosef, right?
No, we're still doing Shulchan Aruch.
Ooh, which one?
Ted Zayin.
Oh, there's
Ted
another
Vav,
one?
Ted Zayin. Yeah, because the Beit Yosef was a combo. of
Ah,
three.
it's a combo. It was a combo.
I
Okay,
see.
I got you.
You got the combo meal, I see.
The combo. Okay, so we're going to the next one. It says Yashen Bayom, right? If you slept in the
There's a
daytime.
small note you didn't finish there's like in the script in like a.
What does it say there?
Hagav v'itanem v'lo beracha.
Ooh, Mechila. Okay, let me just. Yeah.
You want to read off the book?
I'm fine. So it says like this, right? Veitlem belo bracha, as we said, right? So the Ramah holds, as we said, right? Like most of the Achronim, that second one you do, we should do without a blessing, as we said, right?
Okay.
The first one you bless, second one you don't bless.
So if
That's
you're
what it
practically
says.
speaking, you're up all night, and then the time comes for
You want to come and learn early, right? Or do
yeah,
your tikkun chatzot, whatever is
exactly.
right?
So you wash your hands, no bracha.
You wash with a bracha when you wake up. Understand? And then when the dawn comes, you wash without a bracha.
I see. What if you didn't sleep all night? Do you still wash?
Then, as we said yesterday, the rule is that you wait till the dawn, and then you wash
so you don't
without
wash,
a bracha.
You don't wash.
Right? You
when
don't need
midnight
to
comes.
wash. You don't need to
Okay,
wash. There's no reason for that. Okay.
But you don't get your mochin then.
Oh, so you do
don't do
Birkat
bracha.
HaShachar. You do Birkat
So-
HaShachar.
and you get it from
Chatzot.
that.
Right, that's what you get the
Okay.
okay. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. Huh? We covered everything. Good.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Right, back to where we were.
Shulchan Aruch, Tet Vav.
Yes, so it says Yashen Bayom. If you slept during the daytime, Yesh leistapek im tzarich le'arot mayim alehem gimel pamim. There's a dot where you have to do 3 times wash. So here also it says in parentheses, right? V'yitlem belo bracha. Here also without a blessing, right? Why? Since, in other words, when it's doubt, we don't bless, right?
Because
When
of
in
fear.
doubt, throw it
Because of-
out,
because
right?
of the fear,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We don't because bracha levatala,
That's the fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So when there's a doubt, we don't bless. This is the general rule, right? Safak brachot like exactly. Okay, very good. You guys know. Okay, you're on the ball. All right, there you go. That's we're done with the Shulchan Aruch?
That's Zion also. There's 3
Another
parts.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In a row.
Very interesting, very practical, I must
Yeah,
say.
practical stuff, yeah.
You're hitting it from all angles.
That's why, when I spoke with Yitzchak about this chavuta, he told me he wants to do practical halacha. So I said, okay, we'll do, we'll start from the beginning,
It's a good idea.
This was the idea,
bless you.
Otherwise I would have gotten you into some complicated stuff.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for him,
right.
you guys would be now, you'd be crying.
You'll get there.
Crying uncle.
You'd
You'd be crying uncle.
I mean, we'll get there in time. It's just you need to know what you're doing.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'd have you on the floor, believe me when I tell you.
I believe.
Okay. So it says Yashen Bayom. So it says, I'm sorry, we did this already. Next one.
There are some cutting edge topics that'll blow your mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Okay. My poor Chavut Asha,
Yeah.
I got him into Ochosh and Mishpat, he was crying in the beginning. Please, Rabbi, it's too hard for me. So I told him, come on, you can do it. Come on. I got him used to it. Then now he likes it.
Of course.
Now he likes it.
You start swimming. You start swimming in the ocean.
No pain, no gain. That's the way it is.
That's right.
Okay, so it says David Haya Nizhar Shelo Rishon Shitin Nishmin. Right? It says David was careful not to sleep 60 breaths, right? So we said that's about like 2 or 3 minutes, whatever,
Mhm.
So why? Because you taste the taste of death, That's when the
Mhm.
bracha comes on you,
Mhm.
right? Perush Sheshim Neshimot, right? 60 breaths. Kadesh Shelo Yitom Tamita. He didn't want to taste the taste of death,
I see.
right? So in the Zohar, by the way, we saw over there that the Zohar says something incredible, right? Yesterday, the Zohar says that David HaMelech was connected with life, That's why we say David Melech Israel, Chai v'Kayam. He's living, so he never wanted to connect with death. That's why he avoided that all his life. Can you imagine? 70 years he lived. He never slept like that. It's incredible, something incredible.
He slept in the daytime, I'm sure.
No, nothing. Not in the daytime, not in the daytime.
Sleep?
He slept only like less than 2 minutes each time. You understand? Can you imagine? This was David HaMelech.
He was doing all kinds of
you have to know who was David HaMelech, you know what I mean?
He was doing all kinds of supernatural things.
Of course. You should know, by the way, David HaMelech was the Gilgul of who? Of Adam HaRishon. You know who he was?
Right, game 70.
This was not some Rigo Park, red neighbor of yours.
Right.
This was a different guy, he was a Gilgul of Adam HaRishon.
Serious man.
Yeah, he was, of course. What do you think he was?
The soul of Adam HaRishon broken up into everybody.
Yeah, the truth is we're all, but he was the main, he's the kolel, he's the big one, he's the big guy.
We're not Gilgulim of Adam HaRishon.
We're all like parts of him, we're all parts of him, as we said, right? The Mekubalim used to say, the Rambam was the right pe'ah of Adam HaRishon, the left pe'ah, and the Ramban was the right pe'ah, so each one has his place with Adam HaRishon, but David HaMelech was the big neshama of Adam HaRishon, the whole thing,
right,
as much as you can get, that was the whole thing.
A big portion.
That's why, the word Adam, right? What? It's Rasha Tevot, right? It says Adam, Dalet is David, Mem is Mashiach, right? So this is the same line. You understand? Adam, David, and Mashiach. Adam. Okay. So, getting back to what we talked about. It says in the Ramah, Haga, Gemara, Perek Rishayashen, right? It says over there in Gemara, Mashma de Davka beyom hayan izhar. Oh, so he says the Ramah something interesting, right? That he was careful in the daytime, not to do that. So like we discussed, right?
You have to fall asleep.
Yeah. So you know what the Ramah is trying to say over here, by the way? He's trying to say that it's mashma like Gemara. It's implied. It doesn't say this literally, but it's implied that at night he slept normal. You know what I mean? But in the daytime he was careful not to do that. And by the way, the Zohar doesn't hold like that. The Zohar holds, as we said yesterday, that he doesn't sleep at all. Not day, not night, not nothing. Okay. Whatever. Okay, good.
We'll find out in the next world what happened over there.
Right. Ah.
No, they tell you everything.
Okay, got that. All right, good. So now we're going to design, right?
Yes.
Back to Bet Yosef. Back to the drawing board. So it says like this: Katav Rabbi David Abu Drahem. Right? You see that? Listen, got it? Yitzchak, got it? Everybody got it? Back to the other side, right? We're going back to the other side.
Yeah.
Where we started. Got it?
Oh, they're both digits. Okay.
Got it? So it says Katav Rabbi David Abu Drahem. It says over there, Nahagu lirchotz pihem mipnei haririm. So it says also the custom is to wash the mouth in the morning. Why? Because of the mucus, right? That forms in the mouth. Because you're mentioning Hashem's name, so it's not proper. It should be mucus in there, all kinds of stuff. So they used to gargle the mouth in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when do you have to wash and then say
right.
Then you can go back. But
yeah, you can do it. You can do it after you wash.
You don't wash in the bathroom anyway.
You shouldn't. Yeah,
wash in the kitchen.
Better not to. Yeah, better not to. Yeah.
But you can't wash your mouth when you still haven't washed your hands, right?
No. Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Allowed, right?
Yeah, of course.
You said don't
of course. There's no question about it. But anyway, this is not an obligation, by the way. This is like more like Hasidut a little bit. Yeah.
I just wonder if
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
it says
Once you wash your hands and you dry them, you're good. That's it, right? You're good.
Say that it's Hasidut. He's saying it's practical.
You know what I mean?
Wash your hands, say bracha, and then go wash your mouth.
How would they do it?
Same thing.
I mean, no, he would do it differently. You're saying he would wash the hands, gargle his mouth, and then make the bracha.
Oh.
Something like that.
Because
No. You guys are. I'm sorry, you didn't understand it right. It's not what it means over here. What it means to say is that it's not proper to say the name of Hashem. I mean, when you pray, when you go to prayers.
oh,
You know what I mean? Right. Unless you with dirty mouth.
it's also nice to be around people not smelling like
So yeah.
a junkyard.
Right. That's what it means to say. Okay, whatever. That's interesting. I see. He caught on to that thing. He caught on to that. I didn't realize what his question was. I wasn't really sure. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a nice question, by the way. Very nice, insightful question
Well done.
there. Okay, good. So let's see the Shulchan Aruch, right? Yeah.
Mechila. Is this Beit Yosef part of Yud Zayin? I'm curious.
The next one. No, it's not. It's a different one.
Okay.
What letter you have there? The next one.
This is Aleph, it says.
Right. So it's like a part of Aleph. In other words, it's like it's a continuation of the first halacha that we did.
Okay.
But we'll read it anyway. We'll read that anyway. We'll read it. Once remind me, by the way, if you can, when we finish the siman, we'll come back to that and we'll read that. So this way we don't miss anything, right?
What are we reading?
There's a little paragraph there that we're not going to skip now. You know,
Of Aleph?
the one, right? Exactly.
Okay.
We're going to skip that, and then we'll come back to that.
Why are we skipping that?
Because it's not a part of this halacha.
I see.
You know, it's a part of Aleph.
I see.
We already finished that a
So
while
he
ago.
it's like a subnote?
It's like the Beit Yosef is like out of order. You know, like it's a little bit.
It fluctuates.
You know, yeah, it fluctuates.
There.
Goes down there.
He's writing his thoughts.
And by the way, in Choshen Mishpat, it's a big mess over there. You should, yeah. Me and Asher, you know, like we're trying to figure out where this one go, where that one go.
You have to map it, right?
It's such a mess. Oh my God, it's huge. This is nothing compared to what's going on over there. Oh my
How
God.
many books of this? Do
We have we have four portions of the Shulchan Aruch, right? So
How many books is this first portion?
The first portion is called Orach Chaim, you know, which is one book, and then we have Yor Deah, and we have Ibn Ezra and the Choshen Mishpat, right? That's the way it is.
Practically speaking, how long will it take to get there?
Depends on if you take the long road or long short road.
Or the route we're going now?
Ah, God, you know, it's
5 years, 8 years?
yeah, it could be. You never know. I mean, you should know, just Choshen Mishpat. You know, if you do it properly, it's like a 10-year program. Just Choshen Mishpat. That's all.
One time.
Yeah, one time. Ibn Ezra, you can do like 2-3 years, no problem. No big deal. You know, 2-3 years, you can knock it off.
What is Ibn Ezra? What does it contain?
Marriage law, marriage, divorce, all the fun stuff, you know, right? All the fun stuff.
And this is
Okay. And this is just, you know, your daily routine, you know, Orach Chaim, you know, your daily,
I see.
you know, your daily.
I see.
So, yeah, so
20-year process.
Choshen Mishpat, yeah, it's about 20 years, the whole thing, Shulchan Aruch, you know, depending on the pace you go at.
Yeah, obviously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll get faster over time.
but Hashem, you know, you have to be consistent. That's the whole thing. You know?
Right.
If you do it every day, one day you'll be big. Like they used to say, you know, Rav Shach used to say.
Yeah.
Do it every day. Be consistent. Okay. So, right, we're going to go now to Yud Zayin. Yud Chet, right?
No,
Yud
Yud
Zayin.
Zayin.
Oh, didn't we do Yud Zayin?
No, we did
We did the Beit Yosef, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do Shulchan Aruch, right?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yes.
So it says, Yesh nohagim lirchotz pihem shachrit. Some have custom to do, right? To wash their mouth, gargle their mouth, as we said, right? Why? Because of the mucus, right? To get the mucus out. By the way, not everybody has mucus in the morning. You know, I personally don't have it. My mouth is like dry in the morning. You know, I don't really have much mucus there, so I don't really need it. You know, like I don't really need it.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, depends on the person. You know, I don't know. Guess whatever. But
Maybe the humidity, maybe something.
yeah,
like
I
that.
don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. You know, I'm like fine in the morning. Like my mouth doesn't need nothing.
Yeah,
You know, maybe just like a cup of coffee. That's about it.
I see.
That's the only thing I need.
Mhm.
Okay, so to just wake up a little bit. Okay, so let's go to Yud Chet, right?
Well, you didn't say the Yud Zayin.
I'm sorry, I did.
Oh, you said- okay,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. I'm going so fast. Your head is spinning.
Yeah,
I got your head spinning.
that's right. You said in the
Okay. Beit Yosef.
yes.
I think I got everybody's head spinning. All right. So we're gonna do Yud Chet. We're gonna skip all that paragraph. Go to Yud Chet. It says Katav Rabbi David. It's the same thing, right? You got that, guys?
Yeah.
Katav Rabbi David Abu Drahem. Besof Sifro. In the end of this book, right? By the way, this Rabbi Abu Drahem is a Sephardi Rishon,
Right.
you know, but he brings the minhagim, you know, of the Sephardim, you know, that's what it is, you know.
I see.
So that's like very similar to the Maharil of the Ashkenazim, you know. The Maharil was the father of the minhagim Ashkenazim. He's the father of minhagim Sephardim.
I see.
Abu Drahem. And so it says over there, B'Shem Sefer HaTashbetz. He brings in the name of the Tashbetz, Sheshiv'at Dvarim Tzrichim Netilat Lacharehem. Oh, this is a very important halakha, right? There are 7 things that they need to wash your hands after you do something, right? Certain activities that you do need to be washing afterwards. The Elohen, right? These are the ones. Hakam min hamita, when you get up from bed, right? That's what we just discussed now. When you come out of the bathroom, you got to wash your hands. Also, when you get out of the bathhouse, right? Today we have the mikveh, right? Same thing, right? Same thing as the bathhouse. And you're cutting your nails, right? You got to do it when you cut nails, you got to wash your hands. And also when you take off your shoes, right? When you touch your shoes, you got to wash your hands.
Washing hands means like with a.
You don't need a cup, really. The truth is, even though the Ben Ish Chai was machmir about the bathroom,
Yeah.
But the truth is, today the prevalent minhag amongst most Jews, they don't use a cup for these things, unless they don't know. They know some people don't know. So they, I need a cup. They use a cup. Okay, so anyway, right? We don't get grab. Right. The truth is, we already said, right? According to the pshat, even for in the morning, you don't need a cup. You know what I mean? So all the more so for these things. You know what I mean?
It's better use a kli, right?
For this stuff, you don't really need it.
In the morning?
There's no for this stuff.
Right.
The morning, yeah, for sure you should use it.
Right.
Unless you don't have one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you don't have one. Unless you came, somebody came and robbed your kli. Okay.
That's great.
You never know.
That's wild.
Okay. So it says
Of all things to steal.
yeah, all things, right? So it says, if you touch your feet also, right? You got to wash your hands because there's sweat there. This is the reason why. Also, when you shampoo your hair, right? So what does that mean? When you scratch your head, right? When you scratch it, you gotta wash your hands because there's sweat there. The scalp, there's sweat.
So,
Yeah.
touch your hair like this, you know?
No, that's okay. That's okay. Only when you get it on your scalp,
When do you have to wash
inside,
your hands?
inside there,
Before the next activity of some sort?
I'm sorry?
Before anything holy?
Right away, you gotta wash your hands. Right away. Don't wait for nothing, right? Don't wait for any activities. You know why? Because we'll see. We're gonna see why that is. Why it's important to do it right away. So it says, then we says, right, the chen katu kolbo. The same thing is written in kolbo, like this book. Siman Chav Gimel. Chen katu Mordechai. Also Mordechai brings it down. Perek Elu Dvarim. Ela shemakom hakam min hamita. But in the place of getting out of your bed, over there it says katav haolech ben hametim. It talks about going in the cemetery, amongst the dead, right? Dead bodies, right? Rabbeinu Agadol Maria Vuhab. So he says Rabbeinu Agadol, right? That was his Rebbe, that was Maran's Rebbe. He says that Kitavam b'Siman Zayin. He wrote them in Siman Zayin. We're going to talk about it more over there. B'Shem Orchot Chaim, right? The name Orchot Chaim. Ve'osif alehem. He also added a couple of things. Misha naga bemet. If you touch the dead body, you got to wash your hands. Umishet mafle kelav. And also, if you're removing the lice from your clothing. Today we don't do this, right? In those days, they had lice in their clothing. By the way, here, lice is not so common, but in Israel, it's like rampant over there. The children always getting it. Problem with the kids, they're always getting lice in their hair. Big issue over there in Israel. Okay, so anyway, also, if you have relations with your wife, you got to wash your hands afterwards. Right? Yadav מקולקלים אורחותייך הוא, what does it say? I'm sorry, 1 second. ואינו רוחץ ידיו מקולקלים אורחותיו. Oh, I see. So he says, whoever doesn't do it, he's considered to be a bad boy, no. You don't wash your hands for these things? Shame on you.
A criminal or like
No, you're a bad boy. One of those bad boys, Gonna put you in the corner, Stand in the corner, don't get out.
Everything applies to women as well?
These things, yes, absolutely. Same thing.
The human body has certain tumah, basically, that you're
Right, there's certain things
taking upon yourself when you're doing that.
Absolutely. And the rabbis decreed this, also. So there's like
there's weight.
It has weight there. Yeah, no
it's not like a.
We're gonna see, by the way, that there's a problem here.
Oh yeah.
Right. So V'yesh omrim, some say afa nogia bekina. Also, some say if you touch a lice, right? V'yesh omrim afa nogia begufo beado. Also, some say if you touch your body, right, without clothing, right, inside.
Yeah. Right,
because there's sweat there. So they said, look what he says, right? If you did one of these things, if he didn't wash his hands, if he's Talmid Chacham, Talmudon ishkachachat, right? What does that mean? He forgets his learning. right? Because he didn't wash his hands, right? If he's not Talmid Chacham, he starts to lose his mind, right? Goes a little nutty, right? Gets a little bit queasy, a little bit, goes nuts.
I feel like they're hitting you in spots that
They're hitting you in spots.
value more,
So therefore, this is why it's important to wash your hands with these things, right? Make sure you remember them.
What if you just dried yourself in the shower?
Oh, okay. So what's the question? You touch your body, so you should wash.
But listen, we're not sweating
So
in
you're
the winter
saying
over here.
maybe the shower washed you?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, the truth is you're right, but you know what it is? I wouldn't rely on that 100% because sometimes you touch your body afterwards, and you don't realize it. So just so when you finish your shower, just come out and wash your hands. You know what I mean? I'm sorry?
You just showered.
So you're saying
Don't
you
sweat.
touch your body at that time, it's clean, right? The truth is, the rabbis didn't separate these things, they made one takana for everybody. So therefore, because sometimes your body is clean, So what are you going to tell me? Oh, my body's clean, I don't need it. No, it's not true. The rabbis made this takana for everybody. You know what I mean? So therefore, whether you're clean or not, you got to wash your hands.
They're talking about a time when people were taking the lice out of their clothing. It's hot in Israel. It's in Babylon also is very hot.
Okay, sure, of course.
Here we're in the winter time, it's freezing. There's no sweat coming out of your body.
Well, there is. People sweat. They do perspire. By the way, it may be something lighter than you have in other places, but people do perspire.
So we should still maintain this.
The truth is, that's why we take showers. To get the sweat off our body. That's what we're doing.
The thing is that like back in the day, people showered once every 30 days. We shower every day. People are hygiene.
Yeah, those days they used to wash once a week, right? They used to bathe once a week.
High now. You have to understand.
Right. But you know what it is?
Did the Maran
You know why? Because we're very sensitive.
Did Rabbi talk about this?
Rabbi Moshe Feinstein talks about this a lot. Because in America, this is where they came in. This whole thing. He talks about it.
We maintain these rules to this day.
That what?
This.
Absolutely.
So that has no relevance to our time.
You know why?
No change.
Let me tell you something, okay? Since you got into this question,
yeah,
it's a good thing to know, by the way. Sometimes, when the rabbis give you a reason for takana, you know what they say, right? There's also other reasons the rabbis didn't tell you. You know what I mean? There's hidden reasons. There's this Kabbalistic reasons,
Not exposing.
The rabbis knew a lot of things that we don't know. Believe me when I tell you, okay? So if they decreed something, that means that that's very concrete there, So therefore, right, don't play around like that. Saying, "Oh, I'm clean, I'm okay," no, not really. Yeah. Absolutely, it's true. But the rabbis who made these takanot, what they were, right? Anshe Knesset Hagdolah. They were, these are angels. These people. Yeah. They made the Arizal look like a schoolboy. You understand? What are you talking about?
Some of these people, in their wisdom and their holiness,
they knew everything.
They saw our time too.
They say, by the way, that even though the Arizal was so great, right, in the last 500 years, that's the biggest one we had in Kabbalah.
Right.
But they say that Tanaim, he didn't know one drop in the bucket of what they knew.
That's right.
That's right. You have to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? The Tanaim they were making people come back from dead. They were able to resurrect the dead.
One of the tests to become Tanash.
Yeah,
10 tests.
It was like that was. It wasn't really a test, but
pull a sapling out of
that's something else, right?
Whole thing.
It wasn't really a test, but it was a fact. It was a fact that they knew how to resurrect the dead. They knew how to resurrect the dead.
Were they actively doing this?
Sometimes they used to do it.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stories that came out.
Yeah.
There's a story like this in Abu Danasi, right? That Antoninos, the Caesar of Rome, he converted to Judaism, So he was a Talmid of Rabbi Nanasi. So he used to come and learn with him, He used to come from Rome.
It took like 40 minutes, right?
He had a special shuttle. He built a shuttle.
Right.
So what happened was that he used to bring 2 people every day, But he didn't want these people to squeal, leaking, the leaks get out. Leaking is right today. We got a big problem with leaking.
Yeah.
Everything has a leak.
Seriously.
A lot of leaks, So therefore, what they used to do in order to avoid leaking, right, they would kill them and then bring them back to life, So they shouldn't see what was going on there.
Right.
Because if they would tell people in Rome what they saw, they would have deposed
wasn't there a secret of
Antoninos? They would have deposed
not
him.
only that, he could travel from
He would have
Rome.
been impeached.
Right. He could travel from Rome to Jerusalem in like a matter of 30
Yeah,
minutes.
he had a shuttle. He had a subway, underground shuttle. Yeah.
Dude, it was wild.
He built a shuttle.
Wow.
The Romans had very high technology.
I think the Jews made it.
They were high tech people. The Romans.
I would
They had a
assume,
lot of technology.
I would assume the rabbi made this technology.
No, the Romans did it.
They built this technology.
Yeah, of course. The Romans were big time high tech people.
Probably
Just like the
what we have
Egyptians,
now.
The Egyptians were also very high tech. Very high tech people. These were the superpowers, of the time, Every superpower, has some kind of, very high level of technology. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. That's the way the world
You think
runs.
we've lost technology today?
some of the things we don't know how they used to do. There are some things that we don't know. We don't understand. Let's say, for instance, how they built the pyramids. We don't know how they did that because there were certain things there, that were done in a way that it's like defies logic. Whatever.
Yeah. It's true.
Whatever. Okay, so they had very high technology in the Dafka in the area of architecture.
For
the
sure.
Egyptians,
For sure.
mathematics. All kinds of things, calculations. Okay, whatever. So anyway, right? Katal Mordechai, Pek Elu Devarim, says the Mordechai. He says like this: It says all the things in which you need a netila, asher shalta that you asked about. Is it enough just to clean your hands? Let's say without water, right? Just to, as we said, use some dirt or something, or to rub it on a towel or something, right? Abrasive, right? Below mime, without water. So he says, really, we're not really sure about that. In other words, we're not really sure if it's enough just to rub it on something, or you actually do need water. So he says, therefore, he says, just to be on the safe side, use water because we're not really sure if it works. You know what I mean? So don't play these games. You know what I mean? But one time that we can use that method, of rubbing, as we said for tefillah. If you need to go and pray,
right?
You don't have water, you can, just rub your hands and again clean your hands. That's good enough. Okay, then so it's good to be machmir. Just do it with water. Right? Doesn't say kli, by the way, right? Kli doesn't say because you don't need kli for this.
Right.
That's what the kobo says also. Okay, very good. Let's see the Shulchan Aruch, right?
You need to use 3 times on the water?
No, you don't need 3 times.
One time's enough?
Yeah, one time is enough.
Boom, boom.
One time is enough. As we said, right, that here's the thing, right, that when it comes to the bathroom, though, right, the opinion of the Ben Ish Chai was, you should do it 3 times with a kli. Why is that? Because there's ruach ra in the bathroom.
Right. Back then, you told us.
Yeah, exactly. He used to have. He didn't have our bathrooms. The Ben Ish Chai.
Right.
He had our house.
Yeah.
Those filthy things. You can faint in there. Go in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
from the methane.
faint.
It's hell of it. You have sometimes when you go up Satan.
Yeah. You see places like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's dangerous. For us, it's like dangerous. That thing. So therefore, the Ben Ish Chai held there was ruach ra there, and therefore, right, when you come out, you got to do netilah 3 times with a cup. But the truth is, the Acharim don't agree with him. All the Acharim didn't agree with this. So therefore, right, we're not really makpid on this. As I told you guys, I think I told you, right, that Maran and Chacham Ben Zion Abba, even though the Ben Ish Chai said to use a cup, they didn't use a cup. So, one time they asked Maran, why don't you use a cup? Be machmir. What do you got to lose? Pick up a cup. What's the big deal? So he says, Bitul Torah.
On his level,
it's Bitul Torah. That's why. So they had a rule, Chacham Ben Zion, Maran, Ovadia, anything which causes Bitul Torah, any chumrah, we don't do that chumrah.
I see. It supersedes.
Exactly.
But they're
Talmud Torah can get kulam.
Right.
Maran used to say, by the way, just like Talmud Torah can get kulam, also Bitul Torah can get kulam. What does that mean? It's can get all the averot. Right? The Bitul Torah is the biggest avera. How much we have to be careful about that? Okay. So let's go on. Here we go. The Shulchan Aruch. Bitul Torah can get kulam. It says in Gemara, by the way, if a person has sufferings, suffering from some, suffering in his life, what's the first thing you should check? If he's doing Bitul Torah, he's not learning enough. He's not doing his schedule. That's why usually the suffering comes on you, because you're not learning enough. That's the number one issue. And also it says, right, in the Shulchan Aruch, in Talmud, it says, the first thing they ask you when they judge you in Shemaim, Kabat Taitim the Torah, did you have times for Torah? Did you have a schedule for Torah? That's the first thing they're going to judge you on. Talmud Torah. That's the way it is. People are talking about this, chumrot, cups, 3 times. Did you learn? That's the question. Were you learning?
Right.
Were you on the daf or not? That's the question. That's the question. Okay. So Hashem should help us. All right. So as we said, right now Shulchan Aruch, Elu dvarim shetzrichim netilah. These are things that you need netilah. Right, by mind, with water, right? What is that? When he gets out of bed, I'm waiting for you guys. Find a place. No rush. Got it? Shulchan Aruch Yud Chet. Got it, Nisim?
Yep.
Good. So it says like this, right? These are things that you need netilah with water. Hakam mitata, when you get out of bed. When you get I'm sorry, come out of the bathroom. And also when you come out of the bathhouse, right? And when you cut your nails, take off your shoes, touch your shoes. Touches his feet. Right, scratches his head, scalp, right? Touches his scalp.
Shampoos.
Yeah, the truth is chofef means, you know what it is? Chofef has two meanings.
Deep.
Right? Chofef has two meanings. Literally, it means to scratch.
Uh-huh.
But they use that for shampoo also. You know why? Because when you shampoo, you scratch your head.
Yeah. So you're talking
especially
about
in those days, that's the way they did it. You know,
talking about deep, right? I mean, if you go like this,
scratch.
If you go deep,
because they didn't have those soaps and cleansers that we have today. You know, whatever. They actually had some.
What is he talking about? Is he saying that if you go like deep?
We're talking about that you touch your scalp, basically. That's what it means.
Like
you touch your scalp.
You touch your scalp.
Right. But where the hair is, not your forehead.
Here.
Right, exactly.
Oh, if I do like that, I see.
Touch your scalp. That's why what I do, my if you want to hear my secret, this is one of my secrets,
right?
Exactly. I do it with my kippah, this way I don't want to go all the time to wash hands, so I do it with my kippah. If I have an itch, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't shampoo with my kippah. I'm sorry, I don't do
I
that.
hope not.
Okay.
See, dude, right there. Let me tell you. Special shower cap.
Okay. Okay, that's not a secret.
Right.
That's not one of my secrets. Okay, so let's go on. So he says, right, some say, half also if you go amongst the dead, right? In other words, when you go into a cemetery, you're going between the dead bodies, right there, between the graves. You got to wash your hands when you do that. Right. Or if you go into a morgue, right? A morgue, you got to wash your hands. Right? Or if you go into a hospital where there's dead bodies there, you got to wash your hands. If there's dead bodies in that room, cadavers, whatever they call them, right?
Yeah.
Corpses. Okay, so also as we said, right, cleans the lice out of his beged, and he has relations with his wife. Also the one who touched the louse, right? Lice.
Yeah.
And he touches his bare body, right? Yeah. By the way, you should know that when it comes to the body, we're talking about places which are not covered, In other words, you don't put clothing there. You do put clothing there, right? Those are the parts that we're concerned that there's sweat there. But places which are open, like for instance, your neck, we're not concerned about your neck. Because it's not something there's clothing always there.
Neck, face, hands,
right?
Arms.
Yeah, all the exposed places we don't care. Only the places which are usually covered.
Or the genitals, basically.
So what does that mean?
The chest.
I'm sorry.
The genitals.
The chest, right? The stomach, the back. Yeah, these things. Yeah.
Okay.
The legs also.
Does it change based on like the season? Because summertime you have a
not really. It's just,
T-shirt.
as we said, right? The sages make like all inclusive decree they made behind this. So therefore you shouldn't try to make those differentiations.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some logic to that though. You should know, by the way. In other words, if a person, I'll tell you when it does apply. Okay, like let's say you touched your plate, you touched your body, right, and you know that you didn't have sweat because you just came out of the shower, as you said.
Right.
So if he wasn't able to wash his hands, let's say for some reason, so you can rely on that. You know what I mean? In other words, that's
logic.
There's some logic there.
Yeah.
But lechatchila, you shouldn't be doing that.
Question,
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
But
what I'm saying is, if you have water right there, in front of the shower, you should wash it off.
If you're in the shower itself and you're washing your body,
do
you have to wash your hands right after?
You should, because you're touching your body. That's the whole thing. So you should.
Like the bathhouse thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's true. But here he's talking about public bathhouse, really.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because those are usually much dirtier.
Yeah, of course. Bacteria.
Those are much dirtier. There's a lot more filth there. So that's why the mikvahs, some people have problems with it because there's filthy there.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. So anyway, let's go on. So it says, if he did one of these things, right? Velonatan, he didn't wash his hands. If he's Tamid Chacham, he forgets his learning. I'm sorry. He's not Tamid Chacham. Right? Goes out of his mind, right?
So the Torah protects them.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
It protects his mind.
Protects him. Sure.
Doesn't it like
but it doesn't mean he's exempt. He's not exempt. That's the thing, right? He's not immune.
No, there's a barrier.
That's the thing, right?
There's
exactly.
There's buffer.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it is.
As they get older, they become like well-aged wine. They say
it's true.
And other like old people become like vinegar.
Right. That's when he gets older. His mind gets dulled out. Right.
Yeah.
He can't think straight.
Yeah.
It gets all kinds of sclerosis and all kinds of stuff. Right. but the Talmud Chacham gets sharper as he gets older.
Right.
Just the opposite, right?
You're sharpening the mind constantly.
Because of the schut of the Torah.
Is that really what it is?
Of course.
It's not the actual activity.
No, it's a Torah. It's a Torah. No, it's a Torah. When you learn Torah, it sharpens you.
Yeah.
The Torah is a blessing in every way. It's a perfect blessing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I guess we'll stop there.
That's it.
Chazak u'baruch. Leila tov. Shabbat
Learned a lot
shalom.
of good things
Thanks
today.
for coming. Nice to see you.
Thank you for teaching.
Thanks for our guest from Dallas. Nice to see you. We'll see you soon next week. Visit Hashem.
Worldwide already. Global.
Dallas, Texas.
Wow. You ever been there?
No.
You ever been to Texas?
No.
Interesting.
My son was there for a while. He lived there for a while.
Oh, yeah?
He learned some stuff there.
They say I was never there.
God bless. Thank you so much. Chazak u'baruch.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. God bless you. God bless you. All the blessings. Have a great Shabbat.
God bless you.
Shabbat of blessings. Bezat Hashem.
Interesting intro.
So we have nets over here for Shabbat. If you guys are interested, I know
What
it's
intro?
a scary proposition. I
The
know.
politics that are going
Yeah.
on. It's always going to be like this, bro.
Yeah.
It's not my place to tell.